I'm going to end with this. There's of course, everyone who knows me knows I love beef. I love not just beef, the food, but beef between human beings. I love to listen to people fight with each other and have issue with each other in a public forum, because normally it's fucking absurd. And the absurdity continued as we have on one side Sebastian Bach, lead singer of 80s metal icon Skid Row, versus Le Champion, lifelong wrestler and lead singer of Fozzy, which is at this point a fairly successful band, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, Chris Jericho. As is the case for most of these beefs, this starts on the dreaded Twitter. And it started when somebody was commenting that Sebastian Bach was starting to look like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, a handsome man. My mother loves Chris Jericho. She always comments on how handsome Chris Jericho is. So if somebody was saying you look like Chris Jericho, that's probably a fucking cool thing. I don't know. I do know that Sebastian Bach, in his prime, looked like as beautiful as a lady. Sebastian Bach had long blonde hair, and he just, man, if he'd have put on makeup, I guarantee you, 6 out of 10 guys would let him blow you. Like 6 out of 10 straight dudes, verified straight men. And if you said, hey, listen, look at this dude, look at him in his fucking hip-hugging leather pants where you could see his mons poking out. You could see his pubic mound, and you're like, wow, I would let that suck my dick. That would happen 6 out of 10 times. 60% of the time, via my own admittedly unofficial poll of 0 people. I guess myself, I wouldn't. However, I'd have to think about it. So that makes me think that a lot of guys would have let prime Sebastian Bach suck on their penis. So, I mean, really, it's no shade, but apparently Sebastian Bach, on the receiving end of that tweet, was sitting drunk in his room, and he did comment that many people have told him that, and somebody said, oh, well, you know, Chris tours with a band, right? I've seen him a couple times. Through the conversation that came from it, the back and forth, Sebastian Bach accused Chris Jericho of miming to tape when he sings live. One tweeter says, you know, he tours with his band, right? I've seen him live a couple times. He's not lip syncing. And Sebastian Bach replies, cool, let's see a clip of that then, because every clip I've seen is Milli Vanilli.
Oh, man. Hey.
Chris Jericho, not one to let a motherfucker just talk on him like that, came back and said, I sing my ass off every night, dude. Do you really want to go there? And then Chris Jericho comes back with Spotify numbers saying, wow, my band is more popular than Sebastian Bach. And Chris continues, hi, I'm Chris Milli Vanilli Jericho. I have 5 top 30 singles in the last 5 years with my band Fozzy. I'm a huge fan of Sebastian Bach, who had 3 top 30 singles in 30 years. I always admired him as a singer and a friend, and I still do. Sebastian Bach replies, that's great. Is there a clip of you actually singing live? Because all I have seen are clips of you miming to tape. Congrats on the radio hits, and your hair is certainly looking good these days, which is shade because Chris Jericho's hair has never looked worse. Chris Jericho's hair, I mean, he's grown up on television, essentially. He's been a wrestler since he was in his, late teens. He used to have such a beautiful, thick head of hair. And now, while it's still long, and I mean, he's still got hair, it's all good. Chris Jericho's solidly into his 40s. And if he sweats at all, it becomes clear that his hair is thinning. And but otherwise, he's holding it together. It looks fine. But to mention that his hair looks great, that's shade, dog. That's fighting words. When you're a sexy motherfucker like Chris Jericho, you're coming at his hair like that. You're cutting to his very core. And Chris responds, I've seen the derogatory comments towards me from somebody I considered to be a friend. So with that in mind, I'll be happy to have a sing-off with Sebastian Bach. No effects, no tuning, no bullshit. Bass is a great singer, but I'm better. You've got my number, dude. Call me. So now, Chris, as a true competitor, has thrown the gauntlet down. He says, fuck you, Bass. I will fucking come at you and I will out-sing you. Seabass replies, where is the derogatory comment? All I asked is to see one single clip of you singing live. Every clip on the internet is you miming to tape. I will sing in your fucking face anytime. Wrestling is not rock and roll. I will show you fucking rock and roll.
Respect the cock.
Chris comes right back. I've never mimed anything ever. I will fucking sing in your face anytime, any place, dude. I've been a fan and a defender of you since day one, but don't you ever question my rock abilities. I will leave wrestling out of this. I can hit a G4, brah. I don't know what the fuck that means. From there, Sebastian Bach goes on and points out that he is 6'4", which and he used to be very svelte. At this point, he's much thicker, and so you thicken up a 6'4" motherfucker. That is a formidable opponent, and definitely a full size man for the undersized Chris Jericho. That being said, Chris Jericho, and this is no bullshit, I've heard stories of Chris Jericho legit attacking Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar was a UFC champion. Brock Lesnar is a fucking shoot fighter. He can kick your ass, and Chris Jericho attacked him for disrespecting his name, so you better fucking back off, Seabass. Anyways, Chris Jericho then replies with a video of him singing live to the Skid Row track Youth Gone Wild, acapella style. Here it is.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let it get wild. Yeah!
So, of course, he puts this out, and everybody has just been shitting all over him for this. But the reality is, Chris is a metal singer. So, honestly, when I first heard this, like, it was sent to me via the email. Thank you, guys. And it was like, oh, this terrible Chris Jericho singing. I listened to it. Honestly, I was like, dude, that's not bad, because you got to think about it to track. A lot of times when you're a metal singer, your voice has to be kind of shrill and screamed to cut through the wall of sound. I mean, you've got multiple guitarists, you got a drummer, it's loud music, so your voice has to cut through. So a lot of times you got to use that really screechy sort of sound that Chris has. So I thought, what if I put Chris's vocal to a karaoke track of Youth Gone Wild? So I went ahead and did this. I will say before I play this, because it sounds way better when you put it to music. And to be fair to Chris, of course, that's him singing just to a fucking phone. And if he was in a studio, I'm sure he would have done a better job. That being said, he was really fast. I had to slow him down 5% to get him to match the track. So I don't know what the fuck I don't know if he had something in his ear or whatever, or he was nervous. I know a lot of times if a guy's nervous, he might pick up speed as a vocalist. So I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. I had to slow him down a decent bit, but you lay him over the track, it's not terrible. Here, check it out.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile.
So as I said, not awful. If Jericho had the benefit of the studio, he could fucking sound decent. I'll tell you this, though. I would love to see this sing off, because Sebastian Bach, once again, prime Sebastian Bach, it would be very difficult for anyone to touch this motherfucker. Because, anyone who knows Sebastian Bach from the last 10 to 15 years, you would know him as kind of like a fucking oaf or a dumbass or a loser or whatever. But prime Sebastian Bach was an immensely talented and gifted singer. This guy could sing fucking like operatic level shit. He had just such a versatile voice. Like I said, he could sing opera, he could sing metal. It was all fucking beautiful. The guy had a great, absolutely great voice. Now, you take that through all these various tours the guy's been on for 20 some odd years, his voice is pretty beat up. So I'm sure if him and Chris Jericho did this sing off, it would not be a Sebastian Bach runaway. I'll tell you that right now. Sebastian Bach, 1989, 1990 would wreck most singers. I mean, it would take in the world of like metal and rock singers, like it would take like a Chris Cornell level talent to even come up against prime Sebastian Bach. That being said, right here, right now, sloppy drunk Sebastian Bach versus Chris Jericho. Let's get it on. I'm ready to see this motherfucker. AEW, which is the wrestling that Chris works for now, they need to make this happen. This could be on pay-per-view. I have not watched a wrestling pay-per-view in a long, long time. That would bring me back to the table. AEW, you need to get Sebastian Bach in on a fucking angle. He has no dignity. He will absolutely show up and do this. Really, if you get him a hotel near the fucking venue, you're good to go. Because really the only issue is going and picking up his big drunken ass and getting him to the venue. But if you can get him there, Seabass will be fucking gold, and he and Jericho can just fucking rip on each other and then have the sing off and let the people vote. Take it to the streets. Take it to the people. And if they want to fucking fight, let them fight for real. I'd love to see it.